Today, we're going back thousands of years to cook and taste the entire history of pirate food. Along the way, we'll learn about the lives of real pirates. And also, we're gonna be cooking a guac recipe from 1697 written by an actual pirate. This guac, unbelievable, dude.
Really good.
Starting off with the 1500s when barbaric corsair pirates ruled the sea. I think we took down the ship. When most people think about pirates these days, they picture Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, and treasure maps. But piracy actually started way before that in the Mediterranean Sea with the barbaric corsairs. Okay, so these were North African pirates who ruled the seas in the 1500s. They were super organized, had a lot of money, and honestly, were pretty terrifying. Okay, so get this. Centuries later, the barbaric corsairs were one of the main reasons the United States created a permanent navy. Without them, the US Navy may not have existed when it did. I mean, these guys were a problem. And unlike the stereotypical pirate diet that we think of, the barbaric corsairs were actually eating pretty good. They fed their crew with North African dishes like lamb and couscous, and this was way better than what most sailors ate at that time. Okay, now we're in the 1500s. I brought my friend Josh Elkin to come taste test every era with me. And Josh, right off the bat, barbaric corsairs, look at what they're eating. Lamb chops and couscous.
Which is honestly pretty delectable. Like, this looks like high level stuff right here.
I know, I can't believe it. They're on a ship making lamb and couscous. Like, what's going on here?
Looks pretty good, man. Okay,
all right, let's go. Cheers, buddy.
I'm actually like, I'm trying to not cheers food anymore. For real. I saw you and Ryan do it and I was like, why are you cheering food?
Yeah, you're right. Cheers.
Ooh, that was good. Did you cook this?
I cooked this, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think the cooking was in 1500s on a boat?
They cooked this in a furnace on the ship, dude. And the people that would cook the food was usually people that lost a limb or were too old to do anything else on the ship. Let's go ahead and try the couscous, baby. Couscous is couscous. No, not my favorite. All right, Josh, we're gonna be rating each dish 1 out of 5 cannonballs. So what do you rate the 1500s barbaric corsair dish right here?
I would give it a solid 3.5 cannonballs. Yeah.
Okay, we're up there.
Yeah, I didn't really like the couscous, but I don't really like couscous in general.
Yeah,
the
me
lamb,
too.
on the other hand, banger.
Couscous is not that great, but if I'm on the sea and I want calories, I'm taking in the couscous. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this 4 out of 5 cannonballs because that lamb was absolutely delicious. I'm kind of jealous that they had this on the ship. So let's go ahead and head over to our next era.
Oh boy.
Okay, now we're in the 1600s. This is the era of the buccaneers. At first, these guys were outcasts and hunters, just trying to make a living on Spanish-controlled land. But the Spanish forced them out, and so they turned to piracy for survival. And thanks to this, they became one of the fiercest pirates in the world at that time. And here's a fun fact. The buccaneers got their name from boucan, which was their method of smoking meat over a fire. They would roast meat over a fire on sticks of wood like you kind of see in the movies. And unfortunately, I don't have access to an actual boucan, so we're recreating this in the oven. Pork was huge for them because wild pigs were everywhere in the Caribbean, and so were plantains, so that's what we're making. Josh, we are now in the 1600s, and you see we got a pork shoulder here with boiled plantains, and you're probably thinking, Pat, how did they get pork on the ship?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. They went onto the islands. There was a ton of wild boar. Kill them, roast them, eat them.
I actually heard that wild boar is pretty abundant in the Caribbean, so it was most likely low lifting for them.
Super, like just, there's so many of them. Exactly.
That was really good, by the way.
That's great, right? And also, I got boiled plantains here. All right, let's go ahead and try the pork shoulder. Take a nice little piece here. Hold that down. Oh, you got a good skin. All right, here we go. What is going on right now?
This is really good.
Dude, that is such a delicious pork. Man, if I was a buccaneer during this era, I would be ecstatic. Like, I'm like, dude, stop at that island. Let's eat real quick. Also, they wouldn't have this all the time. This was a special occasion thing. If they got a successful raid, stop by the island, kill the wild boar, cook it up, let's eat. So it was more of like a party thing. It wasn't like an everyday thing.
Also, you could probably yield a lot of meat. Like, you know, this is what, quarter over shoulder or something like that?
Yeah.
We could feed like all these pirates here.
Yeah, and we got a ton of them.
So many.
All right, I've never had boiled plantains in my life.
Me neither.
All right, let's go ahead. and I never want boiled plantains in my life.
No, thank you.
Dude, that is horrific. Listen, the pork shoulder was absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna go and give it another 4 out of 5 cannons. The plantains were horrible, but the pork shoulder was so good that it's gonna get a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you on that.
Thank you.
4 cannonballs out of 5.
Perfect. I'm so glad we agree. Let's go ahead and move on to our next era.
All right, now we're in the 1700s, and this is the era of pirates that we all know and love. It's often referred to as the golden age of pirates. It's the stuff that they try to show in the movies. This was when piracy was at its peak. More pirates, more ships, more treasure stolen than any other time in history. That's why it's called the golden age, and we're gonna be cooking several dishes from this era for that very reason. Right now, I'm making the ultimate pirate meal, salmagundi. It's basically a big salad of everything they had on board. Sometimes it was salted fish with fresh fruits and eggs, or even with salted turtle. Yeah, they ate turtles. It was also a special occasion type of dish, kind of like a nice steak dinner for us. They usually ate this when it was the captain's birthday, or they had a successful raid, or even a dying pirate's final meal.
We are now in the golden age of pirates, the 1700s, and we're gonna be here for a little bit because this is the peak of piracy. We have fresh fruits, eggs, pickled fish, pickled vegetables. I mean, this is the way they preserved food. So it made sense that they had this. So what do you think right off the bat? Like looking at this as a captain, would you want this, Josh?
I mean, you mentioned that this could be potentially someone's last meal. If I ate this, it would definitely be my last meal. Like, this does not look good to me whatsoever. The sardines, I'm not about it.
No.
The pickled stuff are like touching the sardines, not about that. There's eggs. Never skip it. And there's mango, which I actually really like.
Well, let's go ahead and start with your favorite with some eggs.
Never skip it.
Never skip it. Delicious.
Yep.
Let's make our way around this plate,
Okay,
Josh.
I'll watch you.
You're not gonna eat it?
I'll eat it. Mango's
Come on.
good. Love a mango. Also,
I already feel tropical. The way they would eat this, they would just like mix it up like a big salad, but we're not gonna do that because that's kind of weird.
what are we talking about?
Are we barbaric?
Yeah, no, we're pirates.
Josh, get a little pickle. You don't. It smells so bad.
Oh. Oh,
I can't. I can't.
I'm not.
Okay.
You would think the pickle would cut through the fishiness. It's the complete opposite. It's the fishiness that's ruining the pickle for me.
It's so bad. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this dish a 0 cannonball out of 5. Disgusting.
I'm gonna go 0.5 only because there's eggs.
Fair. All right, we're not done with this era. Let's move on to our next dish.
When doing research for this video, never in my life did I think I'd be here making some pirate guacamole for you guys. Yes, apparently pirates loved guac. This is William Dampier. He was an English pirate who wrote books about his experiences of life on the sea. In his book called A New Voyage Round the World, which came out in 1697, he wrote the world's first ever guacamole recipe. He called them avocado pears and said you mash them up with sugar, lime juice, and salt, then eat it with roasted plantains. It's definitely a weird combination, but I'm excited to try it.
All right, Josh, for our next dish, it's kind of exciting. This is the first ever guacamole recipe to ever exist on the planet Earth.
Made by a pirate?
Made by a pirate. His name was William Dampier.
So you're telling me that an Englishman with a French last name invented guacamole?
Basically.
Okay.
Listen, this is the earliest recording of guacamole from 1697, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, they also had it with some roasted plantains. So let's go. Take a piece. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
If you're trotting around some island in 1697 and you see an avocado growing off of a tree, you're like, oh, I'm gonna open that up, scoop out the flesh, get rid of the seed, and make a dipping sauce out of it? Who thinks of that?
An English guy with a French last name. Well, Dampier was onto something because this guac, unbelievable, dude.
Really good.
All right, Josh, what do you rate this dish?
I gotta say, I like this more than the rest of them, so I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 cannonballs.
Dude, that's right up my alley. I think this is one of the better recipes. I gotta give it a 5 out of 5 cannonballs.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's delicious. Sugar with guac, I'm gonna start doing that. Let's move on to our next dish. All right, I'm kind of shocked how good that was. Pirates had it good in this era, but you know what pirates didn't have back then? Healthcare. If you got scurvy on a pirate ship in the 1700s, tough luck. Luckily, we don't live on a pirate ship.
But I'll be honest, sometimes booking a doctor feels just as hard. You gotta call, sit on hold, wait for weeks just to see a grumpy doctor. That's why I started using ZocDoc, the sponsor of today's video. ZocDoc is a free app and website that helps you find and book doctors you'll actually like. I can search for exactly the kind of provider I need, filter by the insurance, and book highly rated doctors nearby. Takes me like 2 minutes. Primary care, a dentist, dermatology, mental health professionals, pretty much any type of doctor, they have it. They got over 150,000 providers across all 50 states. And you're not going in blind. You can read hundreds of patient reviews so you can find out if a doctor actually listens to you or if they just like rush you out of the office in like 5 minutes. You can also see their open times and book instantly. I've personally been seen on a same day appointment. So if you've been putting off a doctor's appointment because you're worried it's gonna be a hassle, don't worry. Make it easy on yourself and go to ZocDoc.com/Zanali to find and book a doctor who actually listens. I'll also leave a link for you guys in the description. Go check it out. All right, let's get back to being a pirate.
All right, we've been getting fancy with the guac and the samagundi, but what did pirates actually eat day to day? It was basically burgo and hardtack. Now, the whole idea of this food was to make sure that the guys on the ship had enough calories to get through a day's work. It's what they ate most of the time, and it wasn't anything nice. Hardtack, for example, was this extremely dry and hard biscuit that could last for months without going bad. And burgo is basically a flavorless oatmeal. They had tons of barrels of this stuff on the ship, and sometimes it would get infested with maggots, but the pirates would still eat it anyway. They actually ate it in the dark so they wouldn't have to look at it. I mean, it was pure survival at the time.
All right, Josh, we've been eating a lot of good food except for that samagundi.
Not down.
But everything else has been pretty delicious.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what they ate every day. They would be eating these biscuits called hardtacks. These are just calorie-dense biscuit, or they would call it sea biscuit. This was their everyday meal.
Kind of not that bad looking. Kind of looks like a chip or like a cracker. You
It
know?
looks like a chip or cracker,
Yeah.
and it smells kind of plain.
Very, very bland.
Very bland. So let's go ahead and try this by itself and see what it tastes like.
No taste.
I'm eating cardboard.
Tastes like I'm eating like a piece of plywood. And this is something that they would dip these biscuits in called burgoo.
Yeah, it's just basically like plain oatmeal.
Yeah.
We've had that before.
More like burgoo.
Or burg ew.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Let's move on to the next dish.
Okay, the last dish from the Golden Age is conch fritters. During this era, pirates set up their own lawless country in the Bahamas. They called it the Republic of Pirates, and apparently the infamous pirate Blackbeard had his base there. Anyways, conch was everywhere on those islands. Pirates would pull them out of their shells, pound the meat to tenderize them, then fry it up as fritters. I mean, this is easy food to make. No hunting, no fishing, just grab them off the beach. And not gonna lie, I never had conch meat before. I didn't even know it existed. This one is gonna be interesting.
Josh, this is our last dish of this era.
The golden era.
The golden era. It's called conch fritters. And these are from conchs. They're like those big shellfish. Have you seen those?
Yeah. You know, I feel like I've had these before. I just don't. Maybe in Florida somewhere, because you know how Florida is sort of like right in front of the Bahamas.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. and
Sounds
dig
kind of
in.
like an oyster.
Here we go.
I
That's
like
good.
it. You know what that'd be good with? The guac.
Yeah.
That's why the 1700s is the golden era.
Yeah.
You know,
Because-
conch fritters dipped in guac.
Josh, what do you rate these conch fritters?
I would give these conch fritters a 4 cannonballs out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you like them?
I like the texture of it. I know that if they were super, super, super fresh, they'd be a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm not at the 4. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 cannonballs. It was a bit more chewier than I expected. But again, if I'm in like the 1700s in the Bahamas eating conch fritters, life's pretty good. Let's head over to our next era.
Okay, now we're in Asia and it's the 1800s. The most famous pirate of this era was actually a woman named Cheng Yi Sao. She was the boss of over 300 ships and 20,000 pirates in China. She had a massive operation and was one of the most powerful pirates in history. Apparently, she even negotiated with the Chinese government to keep her riches after they cracked down on her. She got away with all of the raids and crimes she did and retired wealthy. One of the main meals her men were served was conch congee. It's a basic rice dish and you can add whatever topping you want to it. They mostly used preserved salted fish and that's what I'm using here.
Josh, we are now in the 1800s and in front of us we have congee. It's basically rice porridge where they added different toppings to it. I'm gonna go for a big bite. Cheers.
I mess with this. This is tasty.
Very salty.
This I can get with because it's got like some, it's got like some savoriness to it. It's almost like comforting. Like I would make this legit if, you know, with adding a little bit more ingredients or whatever.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
This is not bad, and it would fill you up like this. If I had a bowl of this on the ship, I'd be happy. Josh, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this a 3.5 cannonballs out of 5. I enjoy it. I think it's filling. Obviously, it could taste better. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. 3.5 cannonballs out of 5.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and head over to our next era.
Now we're in the mid 1800s in the Indian Ocean. Piracy was starting to decline by this point because countries' navies were cracking down hard. But there were still pirates operating around India, Southeast Asia, and the coasts of Africa. These weren't the big organized pirate crews of the past. It was more small-time crime now. Anyway, thanks to their access to local fish and spices, they would have made some of the most flavorful meals like the one I'm making right now. Fish curry and coconut gravy.
Josh, we're now in the mid 1800s and piracy is on a decline.
Smells amazing. I wonder if pirate ships were still like that old school ship or if they started getting more like gunships.
Or like a yacht.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would basically make this dish, which was a fish curry dish. Yeah, right? I mean, they would get spices from the nearby countries, get fish, and make this curry.
Wow.
All right, let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm so excited. Wow.
That's tasty, man.
Dude. Josh, did you notice that this is the first time we're seeing rice on our plate?
I did notice that. Actually, it's because everything was less regulated, so they were shifted towards Asian countries, consequently landing on things like rice.
And I'm so happy that that's the case because rice is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I'll take rice over boiled plantains all day.
But Josh, what do you rate this dish from the 1800s?
This is my favorite one. I'm giving this a 5 cannonball out of 5.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. The flavor is unbelievable. If I'm having curry as a pirate, I'm happy. I'm gonna give this a 5 cannonball out of 5 as well. But Josh, we're not done yet. Let's head over to our next era.
Maybe the most iconic drink in pirate history is grog. If you ever go to a pirate themed party or event, they're gonna have some imagined version of grog. Now, grog was a watered down rum drink that pirates drank, but the history goes much deeper than that. You see, on long voyages, fresh water would go bad in the barrels on the ship, but rum killed the bacteria and kept it drinkable. Much later, the British Navy used grog to keep their crew in check. Since it was watered down and didn't get them wasted, the British government actually issued grog as a part of a sailor's daily ration. This was to stop them from getting drunk every day. They also added fresh lime juice for vitamin C to help prevent scurvy on a long journey. Kind of genius, actually.
Josh, we don't have food in front of us. We have a drink called grog. And right off the bat, smell it. Doesn't smell that nice, huh?
Nah.
Yeah. It's basically watered down rum.
Interesting.
Yeah. Smells wonky though. I don't know what it tastes like. I'm scared. I don't love alcohol. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
Cheers, buddy.
Not what I want.
What
Not
is
what
that?
I want at all.
It tastes like water with an aftertaste of rum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like non-alcoholic rum.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
It tastes like, hey, you want rum flavor without the
Yeah,
the drunkenness?
exactly.
Drink this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 1 cannonball out of 5.
Yeah, it tastes like rotten iced tea. I'm gonna give it a 1 cannonball out of 5 also.
That's such a good description of this drink. Let's go ahead and move on to our last era.
Okay.
Okay, we've gone through the entire actual pirate history, but for fun, let's talk about Hollywood pirates, the most famous type of pirates. Movies completely changed what people think pirates ate. Giant turkey legs, whole roasted chicken, massive feast on ship, and as we both have learned, none of that was real. Pirates didn't have access to fresh meat like that on long voyages. It would spoil in days. They ate preserved food. But Hollywood needed their pirates to look tough and rugged, so they gave them these huge hunks of meat for the camera. Thanks to this, giant turkey leg became an iconic symbol of pirate food, even though real pirates were eating hardtack and burgo.
Turkey?
Yeah, we're in the Hollywood era. This is what basically this thing you've seen on TV, what they depict pirates to be in movies, right?
Yeah.
Eating like these delicious meals, turkey leg, they're partying, everything is great. None of that was true, as me and you kind of went through the eras to figure that out. I got a smoked turkey leg here. We added some butter and some more flavor to it, you know, just to give it some more Hollywood life.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it smells amazing.
But Josh, I'm gonna give you the honors of taking the first bite.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna go too crazy with it,
Yeah.
mostly because it's really hot.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. Like a nice Hollywood pirate.
Oh. Good flavor, you know? Also,
turkey leg.
who doesn't like grabbing a turkey leg and taking a big chunk out of it? Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, Hollywood definitely got it wrong, but I get why they did it. It looks good.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
And everybody knows what a turkey is. But speaking about Hollywood, Josh, I love that we were able to dress up as pirates. You came onto my beautiful ship. Thank you so much.
for having me.
I'll see you guys in the next one.